Good morning, hi from Australia. My name is Chrissy, and today I'm going to be giving you an updated channel prediction reading for the 21st of March. Now, I just let my guides channel through, and we'll just see what messages come through for today's reading. Now, I'm getting the message that this is hard. This is very, very hard. Now, they're showing me somebody digging in the soil, and the soil is like rock hard. So it's almost like they're digging and getting through the soil, and then the soil is just becoming harder and harder, like hardened clay, and they're struggling to dig through it. And not only are people struggling to dig through the soil, but they're finding objects as well. So they're coming across like a big giant boulder under the dirt that's impossible to kind of move. It's like huge. It's not just like some little rock that you can just dig out. It's like huge boulders. There's all these sort of challenges, and this is why they're showing me that digging, because the digging represents the challenges that we're currently all going through now. This is not easy. Like when you hit a challenge, sometimes it's very hard to reconnect and get yourself over these challenges. Now, that's definitely the analogy that they're using today, is that digging in the dirt and hitting obstacles, and the dirt's getting harder. And this is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like a lot of people are feeling, I'm getting that energy of defeated. People are wanting to give up. They feel like this is a hopeless cause. I feel like there's this drumbeat. There's this drumbeat, and it feels like we can't kind of interrupt the drumbeat. So I think, to be honest, I think this is a lot around the mass psychosis. It feels like people are hypnotized by a drum beat, and it's like, how on earth are we ever gonna wake these people up? So much is being implemented that it's hard to imagine that people aren't seeing it, but they aren't seeing it. And that's why I always talk about that sharing information, planting seeds, having those snippets. Like if you think of a seed and you plant a seed in the ground, you don't have to go like 3 foot down. You only have to put that seed lightly on the surface, and it'll still grow because it'll find the light and it'll break through that dirt. So this is where it's saying to you, don't worry if you're hitting challenges or you're getting obstacles in your path that you can't seem to dig your way out of. That's okay, because it's the little seeds that are just beneath the surface that are still going to kind of break through and blossom and flourish. So this is how you've got to see it. Obstacles aren't all negative. Sometimes when we hit an obstacle in life, it just can really take us back down into that energy of giving up. This is really unfair. Why aren't things changing more rapidly? And I'm getting this kind of energy around a lot of people who are wanting things to really shift. Look, I know there's a lot of us out there who are trying to get things to shift, but honestly, they are shifting. Yes, we know they've implemented a lot of the digital things, and the reset's kind of taking its form, but there are still ways of fighting back. We don't have to take this. The more people we can get awake, the more we can cause that chain reaction. So this is what they're really kind of trying to say to you. When you hit an obstacle, or you feel like you've just been hit in the face again by some other, or perhaps something that's being implemented again, whether it's around mandates, whether it's around viruses, we know that keeps happening. That's certainly not finishing. I think I predicted another one in March, and here we are with the Omicron stealth variant. So you've got to actually know that planting seeds isn't about how deep you're digging and going into the dirt. Planting seeds is about being close to the surface. So keep putting out the information, keep dropping seeds, keep letting people know, and that's how you do it. You don't start to just get knocked down and, I've hit a rock and now I'm just going to fall in a big pile. That's not what this is about. What happened to the eagle the other day? That was about being strong and staying in your power. So these are all the little tests that we're being given. We knew this fight back wasn't going to be easy. We knew it wasn't going to be a matter of click our fingers and life's going to be back to normal, because I think we all know at the moment we're all living the false normal, and man, it's got a lot of people really fooled, because like I said, that's how they get the mass psychosis under control again, to build the fear again. All we hear every time you turn TV on, I turn it on just to see what's happening on the media sometimes, just out of curiosity. Ukraine, Russia, that's all we get pretty much here in Australia. I mean, we've had people here with massive floods. They've lost all their homes. There's whole towns wiped out. But, of course, our Prime Minister, ScoMo, is sending money to Ukraine. And how's that make any sense? He's sending millions and millions of dollars. I think it was like $80 million. But he's not even hardly helping out his own people who have got nowhere to live, no houses. People in the fires that were here a couple of years ago are still struggling for accommodation. They're still living in caravans. Like, how's there any logic in any of the balance of all this? It's just not making logic. And I know, let me know down below what's happening in your countries, because I'm sure this is happening where you guys are. There's a lot of money being poured into things that we haven't sort of put the vote to and said, yeah, we want all our taxpayer money to go over there, or we want, you know, we don't seem to have much say in anything anymore. So what you've got to do when you hit these obstacles, like they're saying with the digging in the dirt, you've got to stand back and go, okay, well, I know that I can still plant these seeds, because you can still plant seeds in shallow soil. It doesn't matter. They don't have to be deep into the ground. So you just keep being you, and you keep staying in your strength, and you keep staying in your power. And that's what I'm getting today. A lot of people are feeling knocked down and downtrodden. That I can feel that tightness in my chest. They're ready to kind of give up, and like, how's this ever going to change? How's this ever going to shift? But it is shifting. Look at all the information that's come out. Look at all of us communicating together, chatting. There's a lot of us out there. This is not, as in Canada, it's not the fringe minority group. This is a very large amount of people who are starting to wake up and see the truths. Now, that's why it's important that we keep going, because we haven't come this far to kind of just throw the shovel aside and just give up. That's not going to work. If we want to get our lives back, we have to keep... well, maybe it's time to kind of water these things. Like, maybe, you know, if you water a seed, it'll grow. Maybe we're on to that next part of the journey where we have to look at things from a different perspective and do what's going to work. I'll just see what else comes through. Now, I'm getting, sadly, that a lot of people are crying out for more. What happened in this mass psychosis is quite frightening, but people have become addicted to their fear. And it's almost like the danger. It's like it gets them, as much as they're fearful and anxious, it's kind of like a little bit of a buzz. So there's people who are actually thriving on all of this. And that is so hard to believe, I know, for a lot of you watching out there. But I think you only have to walk down the street and still see that people are wearing masks and they're everywhere. And so a lot of people are still trapped in that that fear, and they, you know, we have to relate that some people really like that feeling of being dictated to. Some people like to be told what to do. They feel secure in that. And I know that's very strange, but some people, that makes them feel secure. If they're being looked after by government, which a lot of us know isn't really looking after our best interest, that's what people are liking. They get kind of a buzz out of it. And that's why you see so many people still wearing masks, because they feel like they're being kept safe and they've had their jabs and the government's steering them on the right path. But meanwhile, they have no idea what's going on over here. So that's why the seed planting is very, very important in order to get to the harvest. So now I'm guessing when they're saying it's time to kind of get out the watering can and water these seeds, that's how we're going to get to the harvest. So this process at the moment is about growing. So when I'm thinking of a new seed and it's starting to grow, that's what I'm getting. This is this collective of fighting for freedom, fighting for human rights, and fighting for that human spirit that we all need to be able to live in that freedom and have our say in what we want to do moving forward. This is about the growth period. So this period of growth is about expanding, sharing, reaching out to people, connecting with people again, because that's something that's been squashed and suppressed for the last couple of years, is not interacting with people. This is very important that we start to physically get together, because when you get that energy together, it unites this huge spark and it creates this huge movement, and that's that growth. That's why every video I pretty much talk about supporting each other, having a conversation, chatting, letting people know they're not alone in their madness, because sometimes we feel like we're a little bit mad with some of our theories. I guess they call them conspiracy theories, even though they're all unfolding and coming true now, most of them. This is what we've got to do. When you hit those boulders or you hit those hiccups, don't worry about it, because the seed's under shallow soil and it's growing. So water things now. Look after yourself. This is how you do it. When they relate to the sort of watering can, this is about filling yourself up, nurturing yourself, looking after your health, getting strong, staying in that good spiritual mindset of the clear mind, because everything else doesn't matter. Your health is what matters, and connecting to other souls and building this strength. It's like building like a tower. We have to do the good foundation work. It's like in your soil as well. You know, when you're going to start planting seeds and things, you always make your soil really nutritious, and you put your blood and bone or your fertilizers in, your cow manure, or you churn it all up and you aerate it all and you get it all prepped, and then you put that seed under there and then you water it, and that's how you get things to grow. So this is about strengthening yourself, and this is how we're growing as a person as well, and we're expanding. Find out new information, keep hunting, keep getting these truths out, and this is that growth period. Don't be deterred by hitting blockages, is virtually what they're saying. Don't throw your spade or your shovel away now, because this is the growth period, and this is what I said about the window of opportunity. We've got this short window of opportunity now, and it's open and it's here. So keep growing, because that's how we're going to kind of get to the harvest. Eventually it'll grow so big that we'll be able to harvest it. And that's kind of the analogy for today, is just keep going, keep expanding, keep really looking after yourself. Like I said the other day, use that eagle strength and the Titanic necklace in my video the other day of the Titanic. That is where your wisdom lies. Your wisdom lies within you. And this is about gut feelings. It's about what you're sensing. It's about the synchronistic messages that you're getting as well, to confirm and lock in exactly what path you should be on. So look for your synchronicities and your signs. That's really crucial to your own growth. So that's about vibration too. So the vibrations you're emitting will bring you back really good things. So this is what this growth period really is about. This growth period is about expansion and getting yourself really strong, ready for the harvest is kind of where we're heading. So I think that's a good thing. I'm just going to see if anything else comes up today as well. Look, I am getting Canada. I keep getting Canada, so I thought I'd just go down that road. Canada's getting a reboot. So I feel like you're getting this reboot. So it feels like they've turned the computers off and they're rebooting them. But this is about your legislation. I really feel in Canada, you're getting a reboot in your legislations. It's not all negative. There is quite a lot of positive in it. And changes may come about. So I think you've got to keep looking for that ray of light in Canada, because I know that there's a lot of fear going around, a lot of bills being passed. The legislations are really big in Canada at the moment. I really feel like this freedom fighting in Canada is really for the brave. Like it's the brave people who are really fighting back. And look, that takes a lot of courage. Like I said the other day, it's easy to sit in your lounge room and hope this just all fizzles and goes away. But it's not going to. You've got to find your shield and you've got to find your sword in Canada, and you've got to try and make a difference and join with that light kind, because that's how you find your tribe. And this is how you move your life forward, because I do believe there's a lot of changes in the legislation and the bills being passed over there. But look, don't be too fearful, because sometimes what can appear frightening and negative can actually have some quite good outcomes. We can perceive things one way sometimes, but it can end up being more relaxed than what you actually thought. So don't kind of, if you're in Canada, think worst case scenario all the time, because I think that's where a lot of people in Canada, their minds are going worst case scenario. And you have to remember that if you put your energy, and this is for all around the globe too, just because I'm talking about Canada, this relates to all your countries, whether you're in Finland, Germany, Sweden, it doesn't matter where you're living, New Zealand, here in Australia. If you put your energy on that, you will get more of it. So that is a crucial message as well today, is to put your energy on the things that you want moving forward. Do you want to have more choices in the vote? Do you want to have more freedoms? Do you want to have more social interactions? These are the things you've got to kind of start to put that energy on, because that's how we get those things back into our life. By not focusing on what we don't want, because that's a mistake that a lot of people make, and then it gives it more energy. That's why it's so crucial that we turn TV off a lot and mainstream media, because otherwise it puts our thoughts onto those things. And if we don't want those things, we have to get our thoughts off it. And this is what's happened with the Russia-Ukraine. People have got caught in that trap, and oh my gosh, look what's happening over there. People are talking about it everywhere. But you know, in the current energies, wherever you're living, that might not be your problem. Your biggest problem could be that you can't go in and have a coffee at a coffee shop. And I know that sounds really trivial compared to like World War III that's supposedly happening over here. But we're still here to live our life, and we've still got to find joy and happiness in the space that we're living as well. That there's not a lot we can do in these situations, and plus we're also aware that, well, what is the truth? What are we being fed? Are these the truths? This is where all the seeds of doubt, you know, we're planting a lot of seeds now, and people are starting to doubt a lot of things. So look, start watering the seeds. They're starting to grow and they're starting to expand. And look, I know that's a very simple analogy today, but I know it's very easy to just drop your shovel, and when you're digging away there, it gets too hard if you hit that big boulder. But it's irrelevant, because the seeds can still grow even in a little bit of shallow soil. As long as you give it good nutrients and you feed it right, then it's going to grow and it's going to expand. And that's the message I'm going to leave you with today. Don't drop that shovel. Keep digging and keep digging, finding out your information, getting things out there, sharing, being around people, grow, expand, and trust me, this is shifting. We can do this. So please stay strong. I just want to say a quick shout out to everybody out there. I love you guys watching and commenting, and it helps me as well. I mean that from my heart, because, you know, I'm in Australia, so I've been through so much over here too, as a lot of people have. And I know you guys out there definitely have as well. So please subscribe if you haven't. Hit those like buttons. That always helps me. And look, I will see you in that next video. Have a fantastic day, everybody. And bye from Australia. Take care.